Welcome back to Whatever You Want, a podcast about celebrating storytelling. Due to the ongoing writers and actors strike, we're not talking about movies and TV shows, but we're talking about something related to these strikes, actually. So a big issue with the strikes, and this doesn't relate to storytelling, is use of like artificial intelligence, like AI, for writing. I think in the writers, what they're trying to negotiate is they want protections against artificial intelligence, like basically having the studios use AI to write scripts. Which I think has been an issue. I think there's like reports that like studios are either planning to or have like basically had an AI that like type in like make something similar to Breaking Bad, and then they type it out, and basically like the AI like makes like a very rough script of like a show, but in the style of the writing from Breaking Bad. But then they hire a real writer to come in, and they're like, hey, look, we had another writer write this really bad script where it was actually an AI, and then can you like punch it up? And basically they're paid less because they're just doing quote unquote revisions to like a rough draft of a script that somebody already did the base of, where in reality it was like the AI. So that's where kind of some of the ethical issues come into play, because it's taking the work uncredited and uncompensated of past writers for like ChatGPT, for example, to like write scripts, and then studios are then using it and selling it to make profit without their permission, which is like a huge issue that they want protections against, which is totally fair. Yeah. Sorry to just like jump into it, but basically, sorry. Today we're talking about the ethics of AI and then how to use it as a tool. And because we're not like profiting from this really at all, like we're going to just for fun play around with ChatGPT and actually see what's possible within AI, like creating stories. I hope that doesn't come off as like we're slapping in the face of the writers, like we're talking about them like but they should get.
It's like you said though, it's like a tool. So like
it's definitely a tool. It's a new technology.
Of course, we're standing with the writers, and like it's the same thing's kind of been seen in different or similar industries as things have evolved over time too. Like the transition from like 2D animation to 3D animation is something I know about because of like my education and the stuff that I do, right? And you know, there's fundamentally just times when industries and just the world change, you know?
And there's always resistance to that change, and I think we're kind of at a pivotal point. And I think with change though, we still need to like protect the writers and everything, and
exactly. Yeah.
But we also want to highlight the new features of this tool and show that like us two schmucks like that aren't really writers, like we're gonna try to create like some fun, engaging stories that hopefully are entertaining. That's at the end of the day what we want to do, just using this new tool. So I mean, I'd be interested to see what people say in the comments about just their thoughts on this episode, like the discussion around the ethics of using AI to write and us using it to like create fun stories. Like I think it's also different because we're being very open with it. Like we're using ChatGPT, which is something I believe. I actually don't know the inner works of ChatGPT, but I think like if you put in a prompt, like do something similar to like Breaking Bad, it'll like take that as reference. But we're being transparent about that because we're going through the whole process. It's not as if we're making the script on the sidelines and then like making a podcast like, look at the story I just wrote on my own kind of thing.
We're like that's the whole point of like why we're doing this. We want to make sure that people understand like the capabilities of it, and that kind of goes into like I want to know what your opinion actually before I get into mine, but your opinion of AI and like where it's going and what do you think about it just in general?
My personal one, I think I think AI means. I think a lot of people overgeneralize when they say like AI. They think everything has AI in it, and I don't think it's as prevalent as like artificial intelligence as we might think. I just think a lot of new tools have like certain algorithms that people are like determining as AI now. I think ultimately, I'm hoping it's going to be used transparently as a good thing to help progress society. Like at the end of the day, it's a tool that I think can create some really cool art and stuff and help with that, and also just make life easier in the day-to-day. I think it is worrying though the way that people will use that and use it just to step on other people, and I think it might at the end of the day cut out jobs of people, which is unfortunate. I don't know, it's still so emerging to me. I haven't really thought personally too much about the whole concept at all. I think what's interesting is like in terms of like AI related to like creativity, I feel like any idea we have, there's the saying that any idea humans have is not original. Like it's based on your experiences and the other ideas you've seen, other creative ideas. Like there's no like original idea anymore. And I, to a point, believe that. I think a lot of original ideas are inspired from what you grew up watching, what you grew up experiencing, kind of things, which are creations from other people that had the same experience. So it's just tons of ideas passed down through different generations, just looking at it through a different lens. And that's kind of, I think, where the creativity comes in, is you putting your own spin on it, looking at it through your unique lens, your unique perspective when you're presenting an idea. And I think AI just is bringing that idea more to the forefront, that it's like, and it's kind of blatantly like copying, instead of just, even if humans don't think they're copying, they are kind of copying other like past humans, but this is just like outright straight copying. Like, it's not like the AI at this point can like come up with its own novel thing. I think like humans can in an extent. I don't know. It's interesting, that line, but I think those two tie together really well, and is interesting because it's this one thing that's been happening for generations, and then another thing that's new but is sort of similar to that a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts on your own question and everything?
My opinions on it are, I'm optimistic, but at the same time, I think it should be respected, and that's a big thing when it comes to like anything that's revolutionary like this, because that's really what this technology is. I mean, it comes in the same regard ethically to I feel like how other people view other controversial topics. For example, like firearms, for example, right? There's so many people are just straight up like, I hate firearms. And that could be justified, could be just lack of information. But my point is if you really want to have a strong standpoint on something ethically on any of that level, right? In my mind, if you truly see it as something bad, you should understand and take the time to research why you would perceive it to be bad. Sun Tzu it. Know your enemy.
Instead of just
taking in what people are saying and being like, oh, this thing's gonna, oh, this can do this. Oh, that's what I do. So like, what the heck? Like that's just like surface level. But like, at the end of the day, if you're able to understand its potential and know where it's going, and then from that be able to say, okay, here's how it should be taken care of and handled responsibly versus how realistically it is going to be. If you can clearly understand that and just accept it, then I think just generally people will be much better off than just having these strong connotations of being like, oh, I hate this, or oh, I love this. Just getting to know it actually better.
Yeah.
If it's acting as such a threat as what I've been hearing a lot of artists and creatives say about it, because it is a useful tool, and that's just that. It's a tool. A hammer could be used in a billion ways. A lot of them could be bad. Like I could go smash somebody's watermelons or their cabbage cart, right?
My cabbages. or
I could use it to build a house.
Yeah. You know? That's
a very
good analogy. I like that. Daniel, the construction man over here. What the? Or the hammer murderer. You never know.
No, I've now let go of my secrets. Oh no. But you see what I mean with that, right? So it's a lot about how it's used. So yeah, I just hope people can have that kind of mindset moving forward.
Yeah. And I know you've been diving into a lot of, I think you're more well versed in AI than I am. Like you have been spending time like looking into the tools and just messing around like what we're going to be doing today, like creating stories. Do you have like what's the like draw for you for artificial intelligence, like AI tools like this?
It's just, again, it's just efficiency. It makes things easier. I want to get for me, like I've been looking into like even like 3D modeling AI tools. I feel like there's two mindsets with that. There's going to be like the naturalists. They're going to be like, hey, if I'm going to do like, for example, 3D modeling, I want to be the one to understand the technology and understand how to go with that. And then there's going to be I don't know how else to put this, but other than opportunistic, to where it's like, hey, if there's new tools coming in line that makes it easier for me, then yeah, of course I want to go.
Yeah, the ease of access, the barrier to entry is lower. Like it's always it's been getting lower and lower, like since like animation is a good example, because you had to like draw and just draw.
Even before that, you
24
had to you had to draw. You're talking about 2D, but yeah
talking about 2D to draw frames like 24 frames a second. Then when it switched to computers, like eventually it became like you can work on your computer and like program and do animation that way. And now it's even gonna be, the barrier to entry is going to be even lower, which is kind of using AI to speed up the process and just so you don't have to be in the weeds, like keyframing everything kind of thing. And I think just every time there's a big shift like this, there's going to be people upset, and it does threaten jobs. Like 3D
Oh, no, it
animation
does.
did kill a lot of 2D jobs, especially at Disney. Like there's no real like 2D feature department anymore.
But then it also generated a lot more 3D and it evolved the whole industry.
Right.
So there's pros and cons, but it's also it's like a wave. You know?
It's like growing pains, yeah. And I don't know how the dust is going to settle with AI. I hope it's also in the same vein of like 2D to 3D, where it's like it's overall, in my opinion, good and allows new artists to express themselves in new ways and push art further than it's gone before. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen.
Yeah. So like here's what I don't get from like the writer's perspective. Like I get like the security of not having their stuff be like just simplified or like them losing money in that sense. But if I was a writer, I would be loving the expandability of AI for iteration.
Yeah,
and
I
make sure
think
that stuff is good.
No,
like,
I think they're not upset that like I think they're okay probably using it as tools. I don't know because I'm not in the Writers Guild, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of line here. But I think they're upset because studios
are using it in a malicious way to try to save them a buck.
Malicious way.
Malicious. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. I'm thinking AI malicious.
Malicious.
Yeah.
I literally lost my whole train of thought. But yeah, so no, the writers. I think what the issue is basically my point I just said is that I think AI, when used as like a tool or any big shift, technology like revolution, it's going to be used as a tool to help creatives and artists. I think. And that's the good thing, and it makes art better in the long run. I think writers are worried that studios are going to take this ChatGPT app and basically use it to like make rough versions of scripts using their files, like I was saying, and it makes like a rough version of a script that like an actual writer can come in and punch up. I think that's the issue, is that there's not going to be any like new ideas because it's just ChatGPT recycling old ideas. And I think also the rough script they get is not going to be good or have that human touch to it. So it's ultimately going to be bringing down the quality of films over the long run, maybe. So that's an issue in the grand scheme of things, is bringing down the quality of films in the long run. And also I think it's just not fair that writers aren't going to be able to express their voices if there's no writing jobs ever, which is an issue.
That is an issue. But at the same time, I feel like because of that, there's going to be people that also recognize, again, like the writers are going to be like, hey, there is going to be lesser quality here. I have the stories I know I want to write or the stories I want to tell, so I'm going to go tell it. There's always going to be people like that. So I don't feel like in totality that all hope is lost because of the AI.
I don't know, but the platforms that those big stories are told the most are because of these big publishers. That's just the way that...
but then I feel like they're going to lose their power if they start getting too money hungry. Like, for example, like what's going on with Unity right now, dude.
Hopefully, but we don't know though. But yeah, then there's gonna be that might take like a generation though, and then there's a whole generation of people that don't get to tell their stories, which sucks. But what's happening with Unity?
You didn't hear all the stuff that's going on with Unity?
I did a bit, yeah, with the game stuff, but I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I watched like.
So long story short, just to keep things simple, the CEO was like talking about how they were changing up their financing plan. So pretty much it's going to be any developer is going to have to pay 20 cents per install of a game that uses their instance, which is stupid because then that's going to completely uprate the creativity of what game developers are doing. For example, like free games, or like depending on like what market range you're in and like what your numbers are, you could be owing Unity like your entire revenue stream.
Yeah, and I think I also read that they don't have like a really super great way to track like number of installs on a machine. So if you like want to boycott like a small indie dev or something, like don't like them, you can just like uninstall and reinstall a game like over and over, and that will potentially rack up their price. I think the idea behind what they want to do, they want to basically like tax the rich kind of thing. Like they want to, for like studios like big AAA studios, they want, when they have like a ton of installs, to get a fee from that because they're not really getting what they view as like a fair cut. Like Unity's not. And I think that in concept is good, but the way they're going about this is going to hurt small indie games and hurt the creativity overall of everything. So yeah, that is an issue. And
I don't even know how that's going to work when it comes to other... Well, no, it's not of the engine. It's more of just the complete game compiled, but still, it's like, it's so stupid. I was going to talk about like SDKs and stuff like that for like other other products. So like, for example, say you're in a sandbox game where you're able to like import your own characters or worlds and stuff like that. But that's beyond the point. That's getting a little more technical. But it's just dumb. It's just dumb. But what I mean by that in relation to this is, like, Unity was like one of the biggest. Well, they still are like one of the biggest, studios and developers for just game development, right? Because of their engine. But
it's Unreal Engine and Unity are like the big ones, right?
Yeah, but this just put them like the whole gaming community is now like unified
Anti-Unity.
Against Unity.
Unified against Unity. That's ironic.
So yeah,
someone should make a game about like fighting Unity and like
in Unreal,
not post it on Unity. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like we've been like talking down a lot. If there's any other issues people want to talk about with AI, like we could talk about that for a whole episode. But I do want to like bring up the mood a little bit and talk about like create some stories in using AI, like showing the possibilities as like a tool and being transparent with like the sources we're trying to use.
So to be clear, you're going to be using ChatGPT 3.5?
Yeah, so Daniel's got it up. We're going to be putting in prompts and like building a story together and then like reading it out. That's kind of the idea we want to do here. We had a test the other day and
it went really funny. Yeah,
I think you should come up with a concept because I don't know what like makes a good concept. You have like a good concept. Then we started like riffing when we did that marker thing last time.
I like going off of like inanimate objects, like Pixar style, and then like kind of bringing them up a little bit. So I'm gonna say a wine glass. Also, we should clarify this too. Like when we're gonna prompt it to like generate the beginning, and then we're gonna like read it, and then continue to like,
change it or like add it. Yeah,
and we'll both have different roles. So a wine glass.
Bring on our acting chops.
Full of what should it be full of?
Red wine or
so red wine.
Marbles. I don't know.
Where should it be at? Like in somebody's kitchen?
At a winery, a vineyard.
It's suffocating in the first one set up. So a conversation
between a wine glass,
between a wine glass full of red wine and a cork. Or no, in a bottle.
Okay.
And a bottle of wine.
Of white wine. We could solve racism with this, Daniel.
Talking about how they hope to be bought today at the winery.
Wait, bought together today.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. But together. Let's just see how that goes.
All right, do you want to be white wine or red wine?
I'll be the glass, and you can be the...
So I'll be white wine? Yeah. All right, I'll be whitey.
Wine's hope to pair. Okay, I'll also be a narrator here.
Okay.
So wine glass. Good afternoon, white wine. It's a lovely day at the winery, isn't it?
White wine. Indeed, red wine. The sun is shining and the vineyard looks magnificent today. I can't help but feel excited about the possibility of being chosen together.
I share your enthusiasm, white wine. It's always a pleasure to be paired with you. Our colors complement each other so beautifully.
Thank you, red wine. Your rich, deep hue is truly captivating. I've always admired your boldness and the way you can enhance the flavors of a meal.
And you, white wine, you bring such an elegance and freshness to the table. Your crisp notes and subtle aromas make you perfect for those warm, sunny days.
It's true, red wine. We do make a great team. I hope today is the day someone recognizes their potential and decides to take us both home.
I could not agree more. Imagine the joy we could bring to someone's dinner party or celebration. They could enjoy your bright acidity and my full-bodied character in perfect harmony.
Yes, red wine. We could create memorable moments together, whether it's a romantic evening or a lively gathering of friends and family.
It's all about balance and variety, white wine. Together, we can offer a diverse and satisfying wine experience.
My gosh, these guys are just sucking each other off.
Yeah, they really are. I know what the next thing's going to be, but yeah.
Absolutely, red wine. Let's keep our glasses half full and hope that today is the day we find our perfect match.
Cheers to that, white wine. Here's to a day filled with anticipation and the hope of being enjoyed together by someone who appreciates our unique qualities.
Cheers, red wine. May our flavors blend seamlessly, just like our conversation. And may we find a new home where we can shine together.
You ready for this twist?
Suddenly, someone takes the bottle. I don't know.
No, I got this. So I'm going to use suddenly a customer.
A hawk grabs
the red wine.
Suddenly, a ghost possesses red
glass
wine
and drops it. It
oh my gosh!
Spills the wine all over the floor and chips the glass.
Oh shoot!
The bottle of white wine watches in despair and calls out to the injured wine glass.
Dude, I can imagine like the imagery of this. It's like the blood with the red wine like spilled.
That's what I wanted to get to eventually. I was like, oh, I could see like this wine being chipped and being like a cool plot device. All right, so you start us off here.
I'm so sorry to see you like this, red wine. That customer's clumsiness was truly unfortunate. But don't worry, we'll get through this together.
Thank you, white wine. Your support means a lot. I may be chipped, but I'm not completely shattered.
Dude, wait a minute.
I still have some character left in me. I'm reading this, and this sucks. We're just like skimming over like the important beat. Like I wanted to hear that the fleshed out part of like of that happening, and it's just talking about like the aftermath. Like they're just talking about like them again sucking each other off on the floor. Daniel's saying rewrite this section, but go into detail with the thoughts of the characters as the wine bottle falls. No, just say like describe the actual event that happens. I don't know. You gotta be a little more specific with that, but we'll see.
All right. Oh yeah, there it goes into a bit. Oh my gosh, This is long. It's writing. Oh, okay. This is just like all narration, I think.
Okay.
Daniel, this is you. You got it, buddy.
Okay, I got this.
So this is going back. This is before. So reset. Ignore the last few things we said. So now they're just chatting, talking about like, oh, we're gonna make a good pair.
Yes.
We're both on the table. Everything's fine.
And then we get to as the customer's hand reaches out to grab the red wine glass, a moment of unease rippled through both the wine glass and the bottle of white wine. Wine glass felt a mixture of anticipation and nervousness. It knew that being chosen was a chance to shine, to fulfill its purpose. The deep, crimson liquid within swayed gently, as if bracing itself for what was to come. The glass contemplated the potential for harmonious union with white wine, imagining the delightful symphony of flavors and the smells it could bring to the face. Smiles. Oh yeah, the smiles.
It's like Ratatouille.
Dude, I really can't. I can't read today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that Daniel. I don't know what AI is gonna help you with that. It's like what's it like? Mike GPT. It just like reads out what ChatGPT writes.
The bottle of white wine, perched nearby, shared in the excitement, had been longing for this moment, hoping to showcase its crisp, refreshing character. As the customer's grip tightened around the wine glass, the bottle's label gleamed with anticipation. Thoughts of joining red wine in a perfect pairing danced through its imaginary vineyard. But then, in an unexpected and tragic twist, disaster struck. The customer's hand slipped, and the red wine glass plummeted to the ground. In that split second, a profound sense of helplessness washed over both red wine and white wine. Red wine, yeah. Red wine. Wine glass shattered not only physically, but also emotionally. Wait, shattered? You're only supposed to get chipped. You're dead now?
You're dead.
It mourned the loss of its pristine form and the dreams it held just moments before. The spilled red wine spread across the floor like a pool of heartache, staining the winery's pristine atmosphere. The bottle of white wine washed in despair. Its slender neck seemed to droop in sorrow. I'm just stuck that I'm dead now. It could do nothing to prevent the tragedy unfolding before its glassy eyes. It felt a sense of solidarity within its fallen comrade, as if the accident had struck a blow to their shared aspirations. In that moment, both red wine and white wine understood the fragility of their existence. So wait, am I alive? But amidst the chaos and disappointment, they clung to a glimmer of hope.
I have an idea.
Trusting that fate might still bring them together, even if their paths had taken an unexpected detour.
What if Batman comes in. Again, no. I saw that was what we did in the last one. I think Batman should come in, and I think they should still get. I think basically we should build, and at the end they should still get bought together, and the like contents of the red wine glass get used to make like a church like stained glass like art piece or something. And then the white wine is used in like church wine, so they're still used together or something like that.
So Batman comes into the winery and slips on the red wine. Describe the thoughts. Or no, I should say write the thoughts. Write the thoughts.
No, I think you just write out what I said and just see what it does, like the whole story. Because I think we're just going too small here. It's just like that whole like 7 paragraphs you just read was just the glass falling. Like let's just say everything and see where it goes. Yeah. So Batman comes in, buys both the shattered glass and the white wine, and makes a Batman church and makes art out of. I don't know. Here, you finished. Batman comes in, buys both the shattered glass and the white wine bottle.
He uses the shattered red wine glass to make a stained glass art. You spelled stained.
Glass art piece. Let's just see what happens with this first. And the white wine
kills the Joker.
Sure. Just put that in there. Kills the Joker.
I think I might get a thing that says we can't do anything with killing. Never mind.
We're going. Can I read this one?
Yeah, you'll read this one.
In a surprising turn of events, Batman entered the winery just as the shattered red wine glass and the bottle of white wine were dealing with their unexpected mishap. He surveyed the scene, taking the broken glass and the spilled wine. Batman's keen eye caught the glimmer of potential in the shattered red wine glass. Rather than seeing it as a loss, he saw an opportunity. With a sense of purpose, he carefully collected the pieces and decided to repurpose them into a beautiful stained glass art piece for a local church. In the hands of the Dark Knight, the broken glass would find... Wait, can you rewrite this but with more glass puns?
Jeez.
Rewrite this section. Rewrite this section with more glass puns and Batman dialogue, please.
Wait, bat puns or glass puns?
Glass puns. All right. I can be Batman. Do you want to do the
narration?
Yeah.
Sure. So, amidst the shattered dreams and spilled wine, Batman swooped into the winery.
Wait, sorry. We're going back again to the
Batman entering. Yeah.
Batman entering. Yeah. The spill just happened. The shattering just happened.
Yeah.
The great shattering.
Dramatically. He cast a vigilant gaze upon the broken red wine glass, recognizing the situation as one that needed his keen eye for glass act solutions.
All right, Batman. Looks like we've got a glass half broken situation here.
The red wine glass, thought fragmented, couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope at Batman's arrival. It knew that this wasn't just any knight in shining armor. It was the Dark Knight himself. Batman with a sense of purpose that could cut through even the toughest glass. Carefully gathered the shattered pieces. His intentions were crystal clear: to repurpose this broken glass into a work of art that would shine as brightly as Gotham's skyline.
Sometimes life hands you shattered pieces, but that doesn't mean we can't create something beautiful from them.
That's such a terrible version of With Lemon's Lemonade. With the precision of a master craftsman, Batman began piecing together the broken fragments.
Dude, I can imagine the montage.
Dude, I could, honestly. The visuals on this.
Yeah. It's like the Batman vs Superman workout scene, but instead he's just like piecing together glass pieces.
Well, no, dude, we should do that. We should do this again.
Training montage.
But we should have AI what's the one that's in Discord or whatever? The one that makes the images?
Are you taking... I told you that idea, and now you're pinning it off as your own. What the heck, man?
No, I'm saying we were talking about this before.
The first time we did
No, I'm saying we should do that. I'm saying we should do that. I wasn't claiming. I'm saying I thought I started off.
But you just stated it as it was
definitely your idea.
You know what we should do?
No.
We should do this crazy.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I am the AI, Jake. Nothing is original.
Yeah, seriously.
But no. But Batman began piecing together broken fragments like a puzzle revealing a secret message. As he worked, the red wine glass couldn't help but feel a sense of redemption, like it was being reborn in a new, luminous form. Meanwhile, the bottle of white wine, observing the unfolding events, raised its glass.
This is all happening in
the Batcave?
No,
I
in the
guess.
wine shop. Like, did he take the right wine glass too?
I don't. Well, he
And
said he
also,
bought it, I
how
think.
does
I
the
don't know.
white wine bottle raise a glass?
Raises glass? I know. I was thinking that too. It just like hops. I don't know. Metaphor like Gmod when you become a glass, you just like jump. Metaphorically speaking, to Batman's unwavering commitment to justice. It knew that in Batman's hands, it was in good company.
Batman with the glassy-eyed determination. Evil may try to shatter our city's peace, but I'm here to ensure it stays transparent. And tonight, the Joker will face the consequences of his actions.
Little did anyone know that the bottle of white wine, once destined for an evening of revelry. How the fuck do you say that? Revelry?
Revelry, yeah.
That's weird because it's a W, but it's an L. Anywho, was about to become an unexpected
What?
instrument.
What do you... Okay.
I say revelry. Revelry?
It's revelry.
Because if you do revelry, it's revelry.
It's
Revelry.
not revelry.
Whatever. I'm
What?
dyslexic. Anywho, actually, my mom was dyslexic. I don't know if it's like a thing where that goes away or not, but anywho, was about to become an unexpected instrument for justice. Batman, in his relentless pursuit of the Joker, outwitted the Clown Prince of Crime, proving that even the most intricate plots could be as fragile as glass. Okay, I'm getting tired of all these glass puns. We're changing the story after this. In this glass-tastic turn of events, the white wine became a symbol of clarity and order, while the shattered red wine glass found a new life as a radiant masterpiece. Batman had not just saved the day, he had turned it into a classic triumph.
Another classic adventure for Batman.
All right, we're done with that. Okay, we're
doing a new story?
Yes, screw that one. That one was terrible in my opinion. Like that was
Yeah.
that flowed terribly.
Oh
my
my
God.
god. Wine.
Okay.
Spilling. Our marker one was good, but how did we start that one?
The mark again, that was just two markers talking, and then
Do
like
you
the
have
one
this? It's saved.
was yes, it's
Marker's
markers one's
first
dilemma. And it also included Batman and him taking out the Joker.
That's the marker of a good story.
Okay,
It's
I need to say
it's role
roleplay.
play. You have to role
Yeah.
play. Yeah. So you said role play. Okay. So what should we role play? Two anime. So role play. Just do one. We started with one character. Role play what's a character and what would it want? That's what we need to know. So role play.
You could do like an animal.
What would an animal role play? What does Pixar? Pixar always does like what if feelings.
Let's do
have
the
feelings.
let's do the opposite of like like a wolf that wants to become like like I'm thinking of Zootopia where it's like they're all supposed to be like friendly and whatever. Like what if we did role play a bunny that wants to eat meat?
Wants to be a predator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, like, what-
role play a
should we
bunny.
do-
Role play a bunny that wants to be on the top of the food chain. And then we have to have like a twist because that's what the marker had, but it starts to run out of ink. That wants to be on top of the food chain, or maybe we could see the
Should we
story
say-
could be
if
why she
somebody
wants
say
to be on top
talking-
of the food chain. Maybe what if it's like role play a cute little, I don't know, role play that wants to be on top of the food chain, but
Trying to learn from a crocodile.
okay, but then the crocodile eats your dad, and Batman comes in.
That'll be the next one.
Okay. Are you going to be Benny the Bunny or Crocodile Carl?
I'll be Benny.
I love the alliteration. You're Benny the Bunny.
I mean, I could be Crocodile Carl. I mean, I don't know. I'll be Benny. Hippity hoppity. No, hippity hop.
Wait, you want to be the top of the food chain. You should be talking with some like...
hippity hop.
Yeah.
Hello there, Mr. Crocodile. I've been watching you from my cozy burrow. I've noticed that you're right at top of the food chain around here. I think I'd like to learn from you so I can be on top too. Can you teach me your crocodile ways?
Wait, we should do more hopping puns, bunny puns.
No, we'll do that later.
Fine.
Grr. Well, what do we have here? A little bunny with big dreams, huh? All right, Benny, I'll give you some tips.
I'm just going to become like a mobster.
But remember, being on top of the food
That's your
chain, it's
mobster
not
voice?
all...
All fun and games. No, like a 40s like radio host or kind of mob. I don't know.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Crocodile. I'm ready to learn. What's the first thing I need to do?
Well, say, first things first, Benny. You've got to be patient and cunning. We crocs wait quietly for the perfect moment to strike. It's all about the element of surprise, you see. You see... Oh, wait, that is the next thing. You see, I just said that as an ad lib in the next word. You see that pond over there? Let's practice by catching a fish.
All right. Hops over to the pond. I'll be super quiet and patient, just like you said. Watches over the water carefully.
Good, Benny. Now, when you see a fish swim
Hey,
by,
Palpatine.
yeah, pounce on it quickly. But be careful, don't fall in.
Eyes fixated on the water. I see one. Pounces. Oh, I missed.
That's okay, Benny. It takes practice. Let's try again. Remember, patience is a virtue.
Well, there's another one. I'm not going to say all the freaking like actual acting stuff. I'm just going to read the words. There's another one. Huh!
Pounces.
I got it. I don't know. I guess I got to do like sounds of acting.
Benny. You're getting the hang of it now. Now, another important lesson is to always be aware of your surroundings. Keep an eye out for danger. You never know when a sneaky fox might be lurking nearby.
Oh, I'll be very careful, Mr. Crocodile. I don't want to end up as someone else's dinner.
Sorry, just Crocodile Carl is a funny name. That's the spirit, Benny. And one more thing. Always respect the balance of nature. We predators have our place, but we should never upset the natural order too much.
I promise, Mr. Crocodile. I'll do my best to be a responsible predator. Thank you for teaching me your ways. This is too nice and cheery. I wanted this to be more gruesome.
Well, that's what I think we can have a twist now. You're welcome, Benny. Now keep practicing, and who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the top bunny in the neighborhood.
Hippity hop. I'll try my best, Mr. Crocodile. Thanks for believing in me.
Crocodile Carl eats Benny the bunny's dad. And add bunny puns, please. Jumping puns.
No, we want it to be darker and more, so we can't add puns if it's gonna be darker.
Fine, just say Crocodile Carl eats Benny. That is dark. Benny's dad.
Yeah.
Write it in a dark style, but include puns.
Now angry.
Now angry plans revenge. Confronts.
Revenge.
Confronts Carl.
No, begins his hunt.
Okay.
For Carl.
I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of monologuing and him not doing anything.
Write this. Okay, so
confronts
begins,
Carl. Fights Carl.
No, that confronts Carl. Write this
with puns
in a moodier tone.
Moodier?
Well, how else would I say this? Like
darker. Moodier could be like mood swings. Like they're just really hormonal.
A darker tone. With more rabbit puns?
Yeah, bunny puns.
Okay, Crocodile Carl eats Benny's dad. Benny, now angry and bent on revenge, confronts Carl.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Benny the bunny has... Okay, take it easy. Benny the bunny has hopped back to his burrow after a day of practicing with Crocodile Carl. Feeling confident and inspired, little did he know that a chilling event had occurred while he was away. His heart sank as he discovered the gruesome truth.
How did Crocodile Carl eat Benny's dad while Benny was with Crocodile Carl?
No, I said Benny's on his way back to his home, but Crocodile Carl beat him to it, and then he eats his dad, and then he leaves. Had devoured his dear old dad. Benny the bunny, once filled with dreams of rising to the top of the food chain, now burned with a fierce anger. His once cute demeanor turned dark and determined. He knew he had to confront Carl and avenge his father's untimely demise. As Benny made his way to the water's edge, the moon cast an eerie shadow on his fur. He approached Carl with a glare that could pierce through the darkest night. Grrr! Crocodile Carl! You thought you could just chomp my dad and get away with it? Well, you made a grave mistake, my scaly friend.
Oh, what's this? Little Benny's all grown up and hopping mad, eh? What are you gonna do about it, Fluffy?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, Carl. I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine! Right here, now! You won't be smiling when I'm through with you. Sorry, I didn't realize that was narration. Benny lunged at Crocodile Carl with newfound determination. His once innocent paws now sharpened with vengeance. But Carl was no pushover.
Have you seen that animation of that really old the killer?
Are you talking about the
bunnies?
realistic bunny thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what this is gonna remind me of. Oh my gosh. I forget what that's called, but that.
Oh my god.
I just imagined that.
But Carl was no pushover, and he swiftly snapped his jaws shut, narrowly missing Benny.
You got guts, kid. I'll tell you that, Benny. But you'll need more than guts to beat me.
I've got more than guts, Carl. I've got bunny fueled fury!
Oh shoot!
With lightning quick agility, Benny hopped around Carl, delivering powerful kicks and blows to the crocodile's armored hide. It was an intense battle of wits and brawn in the moonlit night. Dancing in the moonlight. And Benny was determined to make Carl pay for his heinous act. As the battle raged on, Benny's bunny puns took on a dark twist.
I think it took that prompt and it's gonna incorporate the bunny puns and give them a dark twist. That's so funny.
It's literally like I'm gonna be quipping it to you. Okay, so, thumping a high ball. You're Jesus. You're gonna be a hopeless when I'm done with you.
It's hopless.
Or
It's
hopless.
a bunny pun, Daniel.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can't read. Okay, you're gonna be hopless when I'm done with you. Oh my god, I just can't, dude. I'm laughing.
Crocodile Carl struggling to keep up. Bunny business, eh? You're tougher than you look.
In the end, Benny's relentless determination and newfound combat skills prevailed. He managed to subdue Crocodile Carl, and with a final powerful kick, sent him tumbling back to the murky waters. That's for my dad, Carl. And remember, no bunny crosses me and lives to tell the tale.
The tail. Again.
With revenge complete, Benny the bunny hopped away from the scene, leaving Crocodile Carl to contemplate the darkness he had unleashed in the once cute bunny's heart. Benny had learned that sometimes, to protect the ones you love, you had to embrace the darkness within.
Dang. I guess
Yeah.
Benny is now the top of the food chain.
Benny joins the Jets.
That's what Daniel's writing next.
A band.
A band. No, you should have seen if it done like the football team.
Oh, that is true. Oh, Johnny Raccoon.
Oh shoot, we got a new character.
Okay,
All right.
you narrate this one. I feel like you got to read more.
After Benny's intense showdown with Crocodile Carl and his newfound taste for adventure and excitement, he decided to explore a different path in life. He had always loved music, and he yearned to be part of something bigger. That's when he heard about the Jets, a band of animals who rocked the forest with their tunes. The Jets were known for their wild performances, catchy songs, and a unique blend of animal talents. Benny knew this was his chance to join a new family and follow his passion. With his determination and newfound confidence, he approached the band's leader, Johnny Raccoon.
Hey, Johnny. I've heard your music, and it's got me hopping with excitement. I want in, and I want to be a part of the Jets.
Bring.
You'll be Johnny, yeah.
That's me strumming the guitar. Broom.
Actually,
Well. Look who's hopped into town. Benny the Bunny, huh? What's your talent, kid? Oh, Daniel's whipping out a guitar. I'm not gonna be able to hear it till afterwards, but he just
it was
strummed.
terrible.
All right, can you strum again, and I'll actually do it this time.
Yeah.
Well. Look who's hopped into town. Benny the Bunny, huh? What's your talent, kid?
Taps his foot rhythmically. I may not have big claws or a booming voice, but I've got rhythm in my soul, Johnny. I can dance like no other, and I can add some bunny flair to your performances.
Bunny flair, you say? Well, we
your
could use
chuckle.
some of that. What?
It sounds like you just cleared your throat. He's like, ugh.
Benny, you're in. Welcome to the Jets.
You're,
Oh, I'm
you
the
want me to go
narrator,
back
sorry.
narrating? Or
No, I do it. Benny became the newest member of the band, and he brought a fresh energy to their music. His bunny hops and twirls added a unique charm to their performances, and the forest animals couldn't get enough of the Jets' shows. As Benny honed his dancing skills, he also learned to play the tambourine and contributed backing vocals to the band's songs. The Jets' music evolved with Benny's inclusion, blending various animals' talents into an unforgettable sound. The bandmates became Benny's new family, and they traveled the forest together, performing for enthusiastic audiences. Benny's dark past with Crocodile Carl seemed like a distant memory as he found his true calling in the world of music.
we're the Jets, and we're here to stay. Rockin' the forest is our own special way.
With the Jets, Benny found his place, his purpose, and harmony in life that made him truly happy. The forest echoed with their melodies, and Benny, once a vengeful bunny, was now a music sensation, spreading joy to all who listened. And Benny realized that day that being at the top of the food chain doesn't have to mean being the predator. It can mean being the top of a rockin' band. I added that last part at the end. That wasn't ChatGPT. No, Daniel. Let's
Should I
not
have
read
that?
about what the prompt you just wrote, and let's just read what it does. Yeah, just say that and. Wait. Okay, I was gonna say. Never mind.
Okay, you want to narrate this or you want me to narrate it?
I can narrate it. So Daniel just added a new twist. In a shocking turn of events, Benny the Bunny's newfound happiness with the Jets took a dark and tragic twist. During one of their performances by the Force Edge, Johnny Raccoon, the band's leader, found himself in a perilous situation as Crocodile Carl made his sudden and deadly appearance. As the band played their music and Benny danced with all his might, Carl emerged from the nearby water, jaws agape. In an instant, he lunged towards Johnny, who had been grooving to the rhythm with his guitar in hand. Benny the Bunny watched in horror as his friend and leader was snatched away by the treacherous crocodile, his guitar falling to the ground with a mournful twang. Daniel, can you twang?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do it
Thanks.
up here, so it's a little bit better. Oh.
Okay. The joyful atmosphere of the performance turned into one of shock and sorrow.
Carl! You monstrous reptile! You've taken away another loved one from me!
The audience, once filled with joy and celebration, fell silent. The forest was gripped by a somber mood as the reality of the situation sunk in. Crocodile Carl had struck once again, leaving Benny heartbroken and vengeful. With tears in his eyes and a heavy heart, Benny the Bunny knew that his quest for revenge against Carl was far from over. Not only had Carl taken Benny's father, but also Johnny Raccoon, the leader of the Jets. Benny swore to himself that he would hunt down Carl and bring him to justice for the terrible deeds he had committed. The forest, once filled with the joyful tunes of the Jets, now echoed with the sorrowful melodies of a bunny on a relentless mission to avenge his fallen friends. Benny was no longer the innocent, cute bunny he once was. He had become a determined and resolute force to be reckoned with, driven by grief and anger. No.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that one.
We should do Benny like hunts down Carl and like describe the like Carl's death similar to like it's Quentin Tarantino movie, and also it's a musical because he now has musical talent, so he's singing throughout the whole time.
Okay,
and then I think
so
this has to be the last
Carl.
one.
Yeah.
But Benny kills Carl.
Right,
Right, this like the end of a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Bunny hunts down Carl.
This is
Right.
dark.
This like a Tarantino
Film.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino film, but also a music.
All right, let's just do it. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, this is going to be the last one. This is oh my gosh, this is just a straight song. All right.
The scene
gonna
is
do
set
the-
in a
yeah.
dense moonlit forest. We'll figure it out. The atmosphere is tense as Benny the Bunny, now a hardened and vengeful figure, prepares to confront Crocodile Carl. The musical score is a haunting blend of suspense and anticipation, setting the stage for an epic showdown.
All right. Verse 1. Benny the Bunny, vengeance in his eyes. In the moonlight night, under starry skies. He's got a score to settle, a debt to pay. With Crocodile Carl, it's Judgment Day.
The camera pans to Crocodile Carl, looking in shadows, his sinister grin illuminated by the moonlight. Carl the Predator thought he could prevail, but Benny's determination, it'll never fail. With every hop and every step he's drawing near, the showdown's coming and is fueled by fear.
Benny and Carl lock eyes, the tension palpable. The score builds to a crescendo as they circle each other.
It's a bunny
bunny's
revenge,
a Croc's final stand. In the forest shadows where destiny's hand. The music of justice, a dark twisted rhyme. In the Quentin Tarantino forest, it's killing time.
The musical tempo quickens as the battle begins. Benny and Carl clash in a flurry of kicks, bites, and tail swings, and the camera captures every tense moment.
Wait, I love that it's called Quentin Tarantino forest.
In the Quentin Tarantino forest, it's killing time. That's so dumb.
All right,
That's so good.
is this my verse?
Yeah, you go.
Benny leaps with fury, his claws like daggers sharp, while Carl fights back. His jaws a snarl.
Jarls.
The forest
Skyrim?
bears witness. Wait, the forest bears witness to this brutal ballet. As Benny the Avenger takes the Croc's breath away.
The score transitions to a mournful melody as Benny stands victorious over Carl's lifeless body.
Wait, can I sing this one?
Yeah,
Or do you want to do this one? It's like a mournful melody, so it's probably slower. Carl's reign of terror has met its end, but Benny's heart is heavy, it won't easily mend. In the Tarantino forest, a tale is told of revenge and redemption in the shadows cold.
The camera pans out as Benny, exhausted but resolute, looks into the night sky. The musical score swells, and the audience is left with a haunting and bittersweet feeling.
Bring us home, Daniel.
In this Tarantino forest, where darkness and light collide in a battle in the heart of the night, Benny found closure, but at a heavy cost. In this musical of vengeance, his victories not lost.
And that's the story of Benny the Bunny.
That's so... Oh my god, dude. That was something.
That's interesting. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming along with us on this journey. Let us know if you have any suggestions. I'd love in the comments for people to say their suggestions.
Like, give us prompts.
Yeah, give us prompts, what stories you would want to hear, and also your thoughts on just the AI stuff we talked about at the beginning with the ethics of it. Yeah. All right. Ready to jump into patron shoutouts.
Yeah, hit me with them.
Keith Stars Music, Boosh, we got Patron, Lori, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for listening to the tier. We get you the shout out. If you just support us on Patreon, link is down in the description. You get the audio episode early, special benefits, cool perks, all that jazz, and more. Thank you seriously, sincerely to our Patreon supporters. We really do seriously appreciate it. Are you ready for cool comments?
Yeah, we got this time.
So, in our episode titled Underrated Comics with Incredible Storytelling, where we talked all about comics, Lunar Butterfly said, I love this episode so much. I got to learn some new things, which was really cool, and would love to hear you guys talk more about Star Wars comics, and also Scarlet Witch and Wanda, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Loki. So those are some good comic suggestions to do. Yeah, I was mainly into like Spider-Man comics, but I'd be interested, especially after all the Loki hype, to see like what Loki specific comics there are out there.
Agreed.
Daniel's playing around with ChatGPT.
No. I thought I lost the story we just did. I thought it would have saved, but I don't see it anywhere.
No, I guess it's just for the podcast. We did just record it, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
All right, ready for the introduction?
Yeah, tell me when.
When?
We just talked about what we want to talk about. Now we're done.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We really sincerely appreciate it. We'll be back next time. Hope you like this episode. I know it was possibly a little controversial, but yeah, we're trying to highlight how it can be used as a tool. And we do stand and support the writers and actors. That's how we haven't been talking about movies and TV shows since the strikes.
I feel like writers can definitely do better than what we were just doing here.
Oh my gosh, yeah. All right.
So yeah.
See you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.